Hello, thank you for tuning in. My name is Larry Duncan Allen. This is No More Water. Fine. Next time. I have a very interesting subject today. I'm in my Facebook up. I'm speaking mostly on black people today. I have to stop looking up at my um, YouTube monitor so much. Look, looking to my camera. I'm speaking mostly black people today. Notice my subject why come black men are not as impacted by the layoffs. And one reason I say that is because, a lot of black women have lost their jobs, with the layoffs. To get this thing to set right. Give me a moment here. I'll put it up here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll put that up there. To get many black women were laid off of government jobs, yet black men weren't affected much. One of the reasons being is that black men never depended on the government much, and black men didn't get a lot of government jobs. He let's cut that off. He didn't get a lot of government jobs, not because he wasn't qualified to do so, what happened was when they started with affirmative action and um, black people didn't benefit much from it. Mostly white women benefit from it, but the black people who did benefit was black women. Black men didn't hardly benefit anything because affirmative action was they saw black women as a double minority. See, it was for black people at first, but they so called us minorities. That's one of the worst things that could have happened. Us being called minorities, because they was grouped up same with everyone else. But what they did was they saw black women as a double minority. So why should they hire a black man when they can hire a black woman and get two for the price of one? That's two for the price of one. And let me take a break. I have to straighten something out. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Camera was a little crooked there. But you see, black women was a double minority, and black men just weren't getting those jobs. See, most black women who have high salary jobs, especially six-figure jobs, work for the government. The majority do, and and they were overrepresented in the government workforce. The black women made up 22% of the government workforce. That's a high percentage. The biggest beneficiary were white women. See, I tell you, the reason I don't feel sorry for some of the black women is because when they were getting those jobs, they made fun of black men. I can get a job and you can't. But see, black men never depended on the government as much as black women have. Black men would go get good jobs but with corporations and companies. They didn't so much go after government jobs. A lot of black women went and got degrees so they could work for the government. Whereas a black man, you can go get a job at a factory warehouse. Most jobs, men got paid more money than what women were making. So women had to go to college, had just about have to go to college to get a good job. But a man can just get a regular job and black men still out earn black women. All men out earn them women. People lie and say black women make more money, but they don't. Now that the government is shut down, black men went to trade school also. And see, most businesses are not started from people who go to college. They're started from people who earn a trade, like electrician, plumber. Many of them even go on to be millionaires because most millionaires never went to college. But what happened was, black men still out earn black women. If people lie and say because you say that black women out earn black men because most black women don't have degrees. They talk like as though all black women got degrees. All black women is highly educated. Come on, you know that's not true. They wouldn't be asking black men to pay their light bills just to take them on a date. But look, the reason I'm talking like this, I gotta tell you, black women have just about thrown black men under the bus. When you hear people talking now, listen to these different programs where they're talking about what's going on. You hear black men talk. When he gives a speech, talk or anything, who does he talk about? Black people. Yet, when the black woman talk, she's only going to mention black women. Now, I was listening to a woman talk earlier today. She talked about, sorry if I keep looking up, I'm looking up at my monitors. I'm about to put it back down at eye level. But she talks about black people leave black men completely out. Now we can't keep including you in progress and you don't include us. Black women rarely mention black men. You just talk about black women. If you do, you say black women and black men. It used to be black people. Not black men still say black people. See, one thing that they did when they started giving women all those jobs, feminism has destroyed the black community. Black women took hold of feminism more than the white women have. One thing feminists do, they put down men a lot. They're like as though everything about a man is no good and toxic. A man who's supposed to be masculine, when they see his masculine traits, they call it toxic masculinity. But when a woman shows masculine traits who's not supposed to be masculine, they say she's strong, independent, a boss. But it's not natural for her to be masculine. And you wonder why you're having problems. And when you were getting all those government jobs, see, every time black women start getting something, then you turn on your men. You even turned on men when you start getting that little welfare money. But when men make money, he start thinking about getting a family or something. Women see money as independence from a man. So, and that's why when you get in trouble, you wonder why men don't come running to help you. You've disenfranchised yourself from him. You have to have the man whose burden you're under to help you. Your husband, your boyfriend, maybe your male family members if you're still at home. But every man is not going to come help you. You're not under his burden. Men you walk by act like he don't exist. But then when you get in trouble, he's supposed to put his health and life on the line for you. A black man can't carry on no casual conversation with a black woman. She won't even talk to him. But you can do it with a white woman. The black woman think you hitting on them. Oh, but they do be hitting on you. Just like you thought the ones who wasn't hitting on you. Maybe the others you thought was hitting on you was. So so yeah, you out there with those jobs. You got your jobs and you got big headed with it. And so now you're having problems. Now you're saying we need to go and start creating our own jobs. That's what black men been doing. But you call him a hustler. He need to go get a real job. When he was making more money than you. Most black men who don't have a government or public job and makes his own money is not doing anything illegal. Men know all type of legal ways to make money. You are just now catching on. In the 60s and early 70s, black people had begun to prosper. Jim Crow had been lifted, and black men were running the community. We were prospering. White folks got in their head. The white women started coming to black women with all that feminism. It was included, introducing it to black women, and black women just ran away with it. But why do you need feminism? Black men weren't mistreating you. You didn't need a right to work bill. Black women always worked. Black women weren't going to work with black guys. White women were. Do you know that most of white women, they say the reason they like black men because they're not as repressive as white men. A lot of them was raised by women. They understand women better. Our problem is not that black men are mistreating black women. Our problem is black women are mistreating the black men. Listen to a black man and black woman in a conversation. Just the average black man and black woman. Look at how nice the man is talking to the woman. And how mean she's talking to him. Watch them. You see a black man and black woman together. Look at their body language. Hers all puffed up and masculine, and his is more relaxed. It's like she's fussing about something, but he's not saying them because you know what? A lot of them been turned to simps. They were raised by women only. They were used to their mother talking to them any kind of way. They mostly had female teachers. They only mostly took orders from women. And so that when he get a girlfriend or wife talking to him any kind of way, he's used to that. But then when she get around one like me, who's not used to that, I was raised with a father and mother. It's toxic masculinity. Because I won't take that mess. So you talk about real man, most of you not used to a real man. You need to worry about being real women and being feminine. Real women are not masculine like most of you are. And lose some of that weight. But you know what though? When you make money, you run off and leave. And so, but when the man make money, he don't run off and leave. Unless he's still making a lot of money, he may go get him a better woman. But look, the I listen to the different programs. They're talking about, the issues with black people and Latinos and everyone, and it's like the black man is left out of everyone's conversation. But he's not leaving anyone out. I saw a black woman at the No King. Well, I saw the other people at the No Kings rally. They mentioned everyone except black people. Then I heard the black women get up and talk. They mentioned everyone except black men. I'm here because of the marginalized people, women, people of color, the homosexuals, and the immigrants. Where's black men in that conversation? Black men aren't people of color. And this has been going on for quite a while. Black women leave black men completely out of their conversation. Black men and black women are like two different entities. I remember Vivica Fox saying that when you say black people, you're not talking about black women. That's where you all want it, fine. Go on your own. You're not going to get very far because you know why? People don't like y'all. They don't like black people. But black men can get women of other races. These men of other races don't like black women. Not in numbers. They like it for the motel. But that's about it. See, have you ever heard a white man or any of these other men when they talk to their own women? They talk to her like she's a lady. Somebody he respect. But when they talk to a black woman, meet her, they talk to her like he's trying to get a hookup. But he talk to his woman like she's a lady. Because many of them are, and the black women aren't. You're big, you're masculine. Most of you weigh more than a man. Like when I showed you those, a lot of people got angry because when I did that about the cheerleaders who were bouncing all around with their fat self. And a lot of them got angry about that. You see, what happened was, why my Facebook not coming up? But see, what happened was, I'm trying to get this to come up. You see, what happened was, who want to go to a game, watch a football game, and the cheerleaders weigh more than the linebackers? See, Monique started that mess even before Lizzo. You see what the problem is, we gotta have some standards. We can't just let things go any kind of way. There's one thing the black community don't have, and that's standards. We don't have a way of operation because we never divided into ethnic groups. Ethnic groups is formed by people's behavior. They form different cultures. We really don't have it because we're talking about black culture. Culture is not just your food, music, the way you dress. Culture is supposed to define your standards, the way you operate. Those other things I mentioned are part of a culture. But they're not the only thing that makes a culture. And see, we don't have that. That's why we just do things any kind of way. They get angry if someone challenges us on it. If somebody puts some rules on us, we think they're picking on us. No, they're not picking on you. They're telling you got to follow rules just like everyone else. But back to what I was talking about, see, black men, by us not working for the government as much, they're not after black women, they're after black people. But black men just don't work for the government as much as black women did because this out here is a double minority, as I said, female and black. So she was able to get government jobs ahead of black men. Black men, you see, those programs only covered companies that had government contracts. The rest of them was just normal. So black people wasn't really getting jobs because of affirmative action or DEI. Be honest with you, white men got more jobs out of affirmative action and DEI than anyone else because he walked away with 83%. Everybody else was lumped in at 17%. He's now the minority and he gets 83%, but everyone thought affirmative action and DEI was a black program. But most of these things are actually a white program. Any type of program in this nation is meant to benefit white people, not us. Even if it got a black face on it, believe me, they're benefiting from it more. Because white people have always gotten government handouts and welfare. The farmers, they go to school off a legacy. You're gonna really find out who can do the job now. But look at the jobs in this nation. Black and brown people have done most of the manual labor, and black and brown people have done most of the tech. White people are not that much into tech, and Trump sent the tech people away. The immigrants who came here, went to college, stayed, and making most of the technology for this nation are not white people. They're black and brown people. People from Nigeria, India. Yet he sent a lot of them away, sending the tech people away. White people aren't tech people. White people aren't manual people. White people just like to sit and supervise and administrate. They did it with this nation and they ran it into the ground. $37 trillion in debt. Black people didn't do that. High deficit. Black people didn't do that. But what you did, you separated black men and black women with that feminism, and by them getting these high priced jobs, they felt they got too good. Many of them divorced their husband or said, I don't need a man, I don't need to get married. But you didn't stop having babies. But you said, I don't need to get married. So that's where we're at. But it's not hurting black men any. It's not hurting black men at all. You never relied on the government like you did. Now it's coming to haunt you. So you gotta just weather that storm. Try to find your job in the public sector. Like you say, make your own living. Go on the internet or something. Because we black men are doing just fine. But I know what happened when I said that. Your mind, as it usually does when you mention black men, went to the worst black men, those not working, and no one's talking about them. Because when you talk about the black woman with degrees going to college, we don't talk about the ones on welfare and those not working. Because the majority of black women don't have degrees. The majority of black men, women are not doing well. So cut it out. When we talk about black men, we talk about the ones who are doing well. So like you talk about the black women who are doing well. But automatically your mind goes to the worst black men because that's what people do when they hate you. They they think of you by the worst of you. Like white people do black people, black women do that to black men because y'all don't like us. Every white man I know, I got a lot of white friends. They say each time they talk to a black woman, really have deep conversations with her, every last one of them tell them how much she hate black men. But the black men I know that's with other women, they won't allow those women to talk against black women. Because I know I don't. But the black women will go to those men and talk about us, talk against us, even go date a white supremacist. Know he's a white supremacist. When a white woman get with a black man, she becomes more pro-black. When a black man get with a white woman, if he's a racist, he stays a racist. You don't influence him at all. Why would you get with a racist? I wouldn't get with a racist white woman or any other kind of woman who was racist. Chinese women I deal with, they're fine. But look, but that would happen. Let's get back to the subject. Black women got a lot of jobs, and you decided that you were too good for black men when you get those government jobs. And then that you're losing them unless they're your wife or someone in my family, I feel sorry, but I just don't really have that pity, you know? I'm just the type of person. If you don't do right by me, then I'm not doing right by you. I'm not thinking about you. I used to. Those days of compassion are gone. If you like me, I like you. You don't like me, I don't like you. And if black women don't like me, I don't like them. If you like me, I like you. That's just the way it is. Oh, I know you out there cursing me out right now. 'Cause that's how y'all ever do when somebody try to tell you something. You never examine yourself. You just get angry so first and try to have some throw back at you. Oh, you bald head. You can't say nothing. Well, how's that helping your problem? Not one bit. 'Cause I used to always be in black women corner, but I'm not no more. As you all have shown, you're not in ours. That's what turned a lot of black, young black men from the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has been taken over by feminism. One thing feminists do, they try to mention everybody. You see when the Republicans, they may have one platform, yes, Republican. Why you vote Republican? Just so you give you one sentence answer. You ask the person why you vote Democrat, they give you a whole paragraph. Want to include everybody. You can include everybody in your policy, but when you're talking, you got to talk in a strategic way. Don't nobody want to hear you talking about homosexuals all the time. Even the liberals don't. They may not come out and say it. Comparing homosexuality to other people's race. There's no comparison. But you let all that liberalism. So you can tell when feminists took feminism as taking hold on something. It's usually try to degrade men and talk up for homosexuals. A masculine man is toxic, but a masculine woman is strong. That actually makes sense to you? Tell me, does that actually make sense to you? And you wonder why you're having trouble with men. First of all, the women raising these boys up soft. It's no coincidence that 80% of black children is being born to single parents who are not married. And it's no coincidence that 80% of the black men in prison was raised by a mother only. That sounds like a coincidence to you? Oh, well, where was the father at? You know that man ain't walked out and left you. You all never was a family anyway. You're just having babies with each other. Some of you had babies by men you never knew. I mean, now I can't say you never knew. Some of you had babies by men you barely knew. And you knew what kind of man he was. You knew he already had a whole bunch of babies by a whole lot of other women. You knew the majority of black men are single and childless and they're not homosexuals. They just don't want to get with anything. And they just like their peace. Because I tell you what happens. 80% of black children are being fathered by less than 20% of the men. I'm surprised most of you having babies by the same few men. You say, why do men cheat? Because most of you fooling with the same few men. I'm surprised brothers and sisters not hooking up with each other, not knowing. So many kids having the same fathers. May have, just didn't know it. You see, when women take over anything, they ruin it. You ruin the black community. You ruin families. When you start making money, you figure you don't need no man. You just want some children. and you're ruining the children. You don't know how to raise them right, hollering at them, beating them. Statistics have shown, not my statistics, you can look it for yourself, black men make the best fathers, and they're usually the better parents. See, people used to think when a child was beaten and had bruises on them, it was the father doing it. Now they're finding out that it's usually it's the mother who does it. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back. I'm going to let you look at this video of some people standing up. Watch this. It's a little grainy because at the screenshot I couldn't get to download.
I wish the fuck you would. Yes, the fuck we hit something. You all about your big pussy. Don't tell me to call the fuck down. Who the fuck is you? We don't like none of you. You okay? No, how can I be okay? You okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? I look like I'm okay? Don't come up in my face here because I hit hard. Fuck wrong with you?
Try it.
I wish you would.
Try it.
You try me and see what the fuck happened. Nigga, we angry. All of us angry out here. So don't think it's y'all alone. Who you telling get out of here? Why you telling me get out of here? You asked me a question and I'm answering you.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Fuck wrong with you? Oh, stupid ass bitch. That's why you gotta hide your face.
You wanna go to jail?
You told me my mother, I can tell you anything.
You wanna go to
Fuck
jail?
wrong with you? You wanna hit me? Hit me, bitch. You ain't got me. Nobody's scared of you. You're a pussy ass. Come. I got rings on, bitch. So yeah, you gonna fight, you pussy bitch. You're a pussy bitch. That's why your kids that don't like you and your wife is fucking on you. That's why you gotta hide your face. My face ain't hidden, bitch. I'm American, you stupid bitch. Fuck wrong with y'all. You just take me too high. I'm showing this who their friends. You know what to do? Tell them, no. You want me? Fuck wrong with y'all. Fuck all of you. Put that on the news. Let Trump see it.
Okay, you see that? And she stood strong, didn't she? She was very angry. She was at immigration court and he's bothering her, but you know what? Strong talk don't mean you won't get your butt. Well, I heard a lot of people say, boy, she better be glad he didn't get a hold of her. Strong talk don't mean you won't get your butt whooped though. See, black women will do that. They'll bounce up in your face. You have a 5'2" fall, 5'2", 120-pound woman will jump up in the face of a man the size of an NFL linebacker. Want a box, knowing she gonna get beat, but she don't care. Because her emotions take over to the point they didn't get to flowing. She don't care anymore, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous because you talk strong don't mean you're gonna whoop somebody. She wasn't gonna whoop them folks. She wasn't gonna whoop that man. But then you know what women do? They jump up in people's faces. Now, in a case like that, I'd have helped her. I'm talking about they go up to other men and when they want to box all the time, then when something happens, they want everybody to come and rescue them. See, men don't get rescued like women. See, black women got used to that because even during slavery, they could talk back. All them Jim Crow, they could talk back to the white folks. Say all type of stuff. Nothing happened. Black man did it. He get tased or shot or something during slavery. He get beat or maybe even killed for talking back. But the black woman can do it because well, a lot of them was having sex with masters anyway, or the slave masters. So they got away with a lot of that. So black women was able to get away with a lot that a black man couldn't. That's why she used to bucking up to people. Get a butt whoop, she'll buck up. I'm not looking up because I'm crazy. I'm looking up at my YouTube monitor. But look, that's the reason I played that. On the comments, a lot of people were saying, Man, he better be glad she didn't get a hold of her. No, she better be glad he didn't get a hold of her. No, he better be glad she didn't get a hold of him. No, she better be glad him and they didn't get a hold of her. They were a little more gracious than they normally be. They've been pretty rough on people. I mean, they've been tossing white women around, beating white women, kicking them all in the head, throwing them in jail. But one thing about this Project 25, when I read it, the way it's written, it's gonna hurt white people more than it does black people. Because with black people, they're not doing anything they haven't been doing. See, this new to everyone else. It's not new to black people. Yeah, but see, I showed that to show. See, women can get away with a lot that a black man can't. Black women can. If a black man did that, what do you think would happen? All those agents would have been on him. They'd probably tased him first. He would have been on his way to jail. And see, a black man knows this. That's why he have to be more strategic. And what he does, a woman can just let it all hang out. Because she knows that either they're not going to do anything to her or someone's going to come rescue her. Men don't get rescued. You have to feel the pain of it all. But back to these government jobs. When you go to the government, you depend on the government for things. They can take it back whenever they get ready. Budget cuts, changing policy. It was good you got those jobs and held them while you could. Good, somebody got them, but you got too arrogant. You get arrogant black with black men with it when you first start getting them. I can't say afterward when you first start getting them. But if anything the government give, it takes back when it get ready. Abortion. They gave abortion, take it back when they got ready. So when you get the government involved in something, you don't know when they may take it back. Where was Trump in the Supreme Court? Because it was something that was voted on every 4 years. It was an automatic yes. So the legislature, men telling women what to do with their bodies, the men who vote on that didn't vote against women, didn't vote against abortion. Trump and the Supreme Court did that. Because if it came up to vote again, it would have been another automatic yes. And when you have something that the government is involved in, you can't tell them who can vote on it or not. Say men telling women what to do with their body. That's the wrong wording. They're not telling you what to do with your body. You do everything else you want to do with your body. They're telling you what to do with that fetus because you got them involved in it when you went to the Supreme Court to get government-sponsored abortions. See, at first, black women couldn't get it. Maxine Waters was in her first year in Congress. And this feminist named Dorothy Height. They took it all the way to the Supreme Court for black women to be able to get abortions. So a lot of people say, oh, they did it so they could kill black babies. No, it was some white supremacist group who said that, but it wasn't an act of government. It wasn't the government saying it, or you wouldn't have had to go all the way to the Supreme Court to get the right for abortion, for government-sponsored abortion. You could get abortions, but you had to pay for them back then, and women didn't want to pay for them, and many women couldn't pay for them, so they wanted the government to. There's government-sponsored abortions, and when you have the government doing something, you can't say who can and can't vote on it. They're voting on that fetus, not on your body. But what happened is that's you can't say black people should only vote on black issues, Latinos on the Latino issues, men on men issues, white people on white people issues. You know it don't work like that. Who's ever in Congress is gonna vote. And it's not going to be just the women voting on abortion. You know it don't work like that. So when you want to get those government-sponsored abortion, you know it had to fall under the same thing as everything else they vote for. They voted on the Civil Rights Bill every 4 years. It was automatic vote. Trump took that out. And people say there's no difference in the Republicans and Democrats. The Democrats give health care, the Republicans want to take it away. The Democrats give you rights, the Bill of Rights and all, the Republicans take it away. And you think there's no difference in the two parties? There is a difference. If you're seeking perfection, then you better go to another world because you're not going to find it here. I don't know why imperfect beings always expect everything and everyone else to be perfect, but not yourself. So, even though abortion did help make the black population dip, and we were like getting close to 60,000 back in the 60s. We're at 43,000 now. During the period of abortion, 28 million black babies were aborted. Then by black people not getting married, just having baby mamas and dads, having just the majority of black men are not making babies. Our population has actually been stagnant. It increased a little bit, go back down. Our whole community has been stagnant because women don't move in community forward. You notice when black women do things, they do it as an individual thing, not for the whole community. Black men move the community forward. He think of black people. Black women do things on an individual basis. They want, I got my degree and all that, individual. Black men got their degree too, and their trade certificate, and a higher paying job than you. Because we don't, and see, you're not the most, see, black women have to quit letting people fool you all. You're not the most educated people. You know why? You went through K through 12 like everyone else. College is not education. College is training. Your education stopped in the 12th grade. College is training, not education. Getting you ready for a trade. Just like a trade school, you just took 2 extra years with a bunch of nothing because you didn't declare your major until your junior year. Most of that stuff you learned in college, you're not going to use it anyway. Until you got to the point where it talks about what your trade that you want to get a degree in. And that usually don't happen until your junior year. So look, you all have left us, black women, you talk against us all day long on social media. You know one thing I noticed though? Why come black women never talk against white men? On social media or anywhere. You all never talk against white men. You'll say something against a white man if he do something to you, but it's that individual white man. You don't talk against them as a whole. But you're move this down where you can see it. But you just talk against black men. One black man does something you don't like. You go in on all black men. You constantly accusing black men of being homosexuals when they're not. I heard one woman say, most of the black men who are business people, got money, most of them are gay. They're not. You know why you say that? Most of them are more polished. They articulate, good posture, and more refined. When a black woman see a black man like that, she think he's a homosexual. But if you notice that same black man you thought was a homosexual you wouldn't have nothing to do with, you now got him a white woman or another woman of another race. When you thought he was a homosexual because He didn't have that hood swagger about him. A man, when he elevated himself, I'm not talking about elevate himself to some hustler money. I'm talking about man who's polished and refined with it. See, some people economic status increase, but their social status don't increase. I'm talking about the man who has a higher economic and social status. See, because a man got money, don't mean his society status has increased. Most of the men who has carried himself in a better social way, black women think he's homosexual. Because you're used to Pookie and Ray Ray, not Paul and Raymond. Well, I know a lot of black women don't like this, but you never like it when people tell you something. You never examine yourself because you don't want to ever take accountability. You find everything in the world to throw back at me right now. But that's not going to help in your situation, Eddie. And let's face it, your situations are not getting any better. It's getting worse. Everything about you is getting worse. The way you look, your size. Do you know the way black women look now? You look like drag queens. They say in Atlanta where a lot of homosexual drag queens are at, you don't see that many around here. So you can't hardly tell the difference between the real women and the drag queen because the drag queens used to put on. First, let me say this. Back in the 80s, they had this drag queen named RuPaul. They put up a picture of him and said, one day, this is how black women are going to be looking. And it came true. See, drag queen put on wigs, even different color wigs, and weaves, trying to look like women. They put on lashes, nails. They were trying to look like women. Now black women are putting all this stuff on, trying to look like drag queens. You all trying to look like drag queens now. And you look pitiful. Have you seen the prom pictures of these girls? They're getting better now. They were better this year. But the majority of those girls look like drag queens. And the boys got on suits too little for them with some fairy slippers on. Where they get that style from? They were better this year though, during the prom. I have to give them that. They were a little better. Yeah, they were a little better because we need fathers to teach these boys how to dress for prom, not mothers. That's why they got the little suit on, no shirt, fairy slippers on. Girls, teenage girls with gray wigs on, gray hair. Because black men treat women better than any other men. That what the other women say. That's why they like black men. White women will tell you white men are repressive. The guy, he repressed his own women. All those feminist movement and all those laws they had to make, that wasn't because what black men was doing. That's because of what white men was doing to white women. Black men weren't doing that to you. He didn't have the authority to do all that to you. But yet you embrace feminism more than a white woman did. You know why you call them black men homosexuals all the time? I told you this last night. Remember when white people said we're gonna make black the new gay? They did that because so many white women were showing interest in black men. So they wanted to make black men look bad and try to act like most black men are homosexuals. The white women didn't pay any attention, but the black woman picked it up and ran away with it. He ain't homosexual. He on the down low. You all ran away with it. But when you hate your men, you pick up that stuff easy. Most of y'all do hate us. You don't like us. We know it. The average black man would not make eye contact with a black. She treat him like he don't exist. I quit wasting my time with black women 22 years ago. And you men get whoever you want to, because you don't keep taking that mess off somebody saying you to be raised loyal and they treating you like crap. And you know if they could, they go get them somebody of another race. Because if white men really like black women like that, black man wouldn't be able to get a black woman. And they say, oh, he gets the more fat. The black man get the more fat white women. I don't get white women. I'm getting more Asian women. But they say he get them fat. Black men get them fat white women. You know that's not true. He was getting only fat white women. You wouldn't care. He's getting them all sizes. Just like he get black women of all sizes. And what difference would it make? Most black men got fat black women because most of you fat. So why is it okay for him to get a fat black woman, but when you get a fat white woman, something's wrong with it? And you all not getting the men you all are getting. They're not the cream of the crop when you get a white man. The more hasty, looking crazy, looking dweeb, looking men. You're not getting the cream of the crop. And most black women get with a white man who make less money than her. So don't talk. I can prove what I say. Just look it up. Matter of fact, I don't have to prove it. You can look it up yourself. See, that's the thing, you know. Yeah, I'm talking about us tonight because the problem is, black men have been talked about and made to look bad when it's not true. I like I had froze up there for me, and that's why I was moved. When it's not true. A lot of stuff been said about us is just not true. The women are causing a lot of these problems, but the man gets blamed for it. You're breaking up most of the marriages, most of the relationships, most of the families. 95% of divorce are filed by women. It's not because those men, and when they say, and ain't no abuse and all that, most of it's for irreconcilable differences or no fault. So when they start that no fault divorce, that ruined families. Did you know before until 1945 that if a man and woman divorced, the children went with the man and the woman had to leave with what she came with? Did you know that? And then after that no fault divorce, it became a mess. The women saw they could get custody of the children, telling their daughters to say their father molested them when he didn't. And what do you think that's doing to that child's mind? It was a mess there for a while. That's why a lot of men have stopped fighting custody. It's a history to everything. Men don't fight custody as much as that much because when he used to, he was dragged through the mud. That's how feminism took hold. Everything worked so much against men that they just let a lot of it go. And now women are running things and you just about destroyed this community. You destroyed the Democratic Party. That's what turned a lot of men off from it. Democratic Party was acting like it was a sister girl movement. The Kamala's campaign, like she was running for president of the Deltas or something, or Spelman College. You just about excluded black men from her campaign. Even when you saw her rallies, they said there would be a lot of black men at her rally. But you didn't see none in the backdrop behind her. You saw every other man You had every race of people sitting behind Kamala, white men, Latino men, all the different women, except for a black man at each of her rallies. I seen, maybe you saw one with a black man there, but now they couldn't have been that many if they had one at the ones I seen. Or I would have saw some there. And they told her she was having a problem with black men. She should start targeting them. That's the way you run a campaign, through strategy, not through feelings. And a lot of the young black men felt disenfranchised. Do you know that I saw Don Lemon do a thing where he asked a black man why he was voting for Trump. The guy had on some shorts hanging all down, halfway down his leg, a rag around his head, could barely frame a sentence. And he couldn't even hardly say why. But then he went to the women who was voting for Kamala. He went on Spelman College campus to talk to some Spelman alumni women. Now, who do you think was going to articulate better? See, that's what we do. We compare the worst men to the best of women. And you think that was fair? You go find some hood dude who can barely frame a sentence to state why he's voting for Trump, but then go find some college alumni on the campus to say why they're voting for Kamala Harris, knowing they were going to articulate better. That's the way white supremacists operate. Never on an even playing field. But still, black men voted in a high percentage for Kamala Harris. But you wouldn't think so listening to people. There was a lot of black women voted for Trump, but people don't talk about them. Numeral wise, more black men voted for Trump, percentage wise. But numeral wise, there were more black women who voted for Trump than men. Many more, numeral wise. So it sort of balances itself out. A lot of people stayed home and didn't vote. A lot of people just felt so disenfranchised. Do not let black women run nothing for you because they're going to ruin it. Hillary actually beat Trump by 3 million votes. She just lost the popular vote, but she didn't let black women get all involved. Comey messed her up at the last minute when he made that announcement about her under investigation. Obama didn't let race and gender get involved with him. Stacey Abrams in Georgia. She talks that black woman stuff. You see, she can't win nothing. Plus, by her being overweight, she needs to start getting people taking her mind off of. I would have voted for her. But these white men and most of these other men and white women, they weren't going to vote for an overweight black woman. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. Like I said, I would have voted for her. If I was in Georgia, I voted for Kamala, I voted for Hillary, and I voted for Obama. I voted for Biden. And if Kamala ran again, I'd vote for her again. But I think it's best you don't. Because if the Democrats want the White House back, they're going to have to run 2 straight white men. Stop trying to be everything to everybody. Because this is strategy I'm talking about, not feelings. Strategy. And let's face it, there's not going to be a female president of the United States, not anytime too soon. You may as well get that in your head. So I talk facts, not how I feel. But I like to see one. If she's elected, fine. If I think she's the better candidate, I thought Kamala was the better candidate. So I voted for her. Hillary was the better candidate. Well, I know Kamala was the better candidate, and I know Hillary was was the better candidate, and I voted for her. I voted for Biden because I know he was the better candidate. I vote for anything over Trump. I would have voted for Saddam Hussein for president over Trump. Obama was the better candidate. Well, I voted for Obama because he was black. If he was the better candidate, that's the first time a black person ran. You know what? A lot of white people used to say, "Are you voting for him because he's black?" So I asked them, "Are you not voting for him because he's black?" But I was, yeah, I was though. You voted for the white people because they were white. You think white people didn't vote for Trump because he's white? And he talked the white supremacist agenda? But we got to get questioned about what we do? Yeah, I voted for Obama because he was black. That was part of it, but he was also the better candidate. I voted for Kamala because she's black, but she was also the better candidate. Yeah, that's what I did. White, because black people many times will vote for another person over a white person. Look over here in St. Louis. We had a black female mayor. They voted in a white woman over her. I think a lot of black people just stayed home. We had Freeman Boswell as a mayor. St. Louis has a large black population. If we come out and vote, we have a black mayor. I think Tashara Jones was doing a good job, which most black people who become mayors, governors, and presidents usually do a good job. And I didn't say no black men, I said black people. Because if a black woman says that, she'll say black women. But what happened is, I know in Chicago, remember Mayor Harold Washington, the first black mayor of Chicago? That wasn't the first time he ran. Black people didn't feel he was the better candidate for mayor. They didn't elect him. He didn't even get that many votes. When they felt it was his time, they voted him in overwhelmingly. Black people are very conscientious voters, more than anyone else. We vote our interests more than anyone else. Look at all these farmers and all these white folks voting against their interests. And MAGA folks, Trump coming after you pretty soon. He started already. I'm telling you, Project 2025 hurt white people more than black people. So they thought they was hurting us. They're hurting themselves. Because they've already done all that stuff to us that's in Project 2025. These people have had a few months of what it's like, a little taste, not what it's like, but a little taste of being black. And they're crying like a baby. Yeah, they're crying like a baby. They've been getting welfare for so long. Now they have to do things on their own. White people, everything white people are involved in, the government is bailing them out and giving them something in some kind of way. Be home loans, redlining. See, because they have to make the white people feel that they're a step better than us. Give them someone to look down on to keep them from rebelling. Because if white people feel like they're being slighted, they'll tear this country up. They're not for no peaceful protest. But we're going to keep on moving along like we always have. If black men got to do it without black women, y'all want to go on by yourself, we'll do that. We'll get some snow bunnies, some Ming Lees, some Marias. We can get them. But you all can't do that. See, y'all is motel material, most of them. I'm not talking about the few you know might have a white husband, or Arab husband, because that's far in between. Most of them, I had a friend. She had this Arab. She talking about she got her Arab boyfriend. He'll pick her up. And then they'll stop, get something to drink, and go to the motel. Cause she would tell me where they go. I said, well, sound like he just taking you to the motel. Don't he ever take you out somewhere else? Oh, you just jealous. Yeah, that's what you want to think. Didn't see her for a while. She finally told me, say, her and the Arab was coming from the motel one night. And she told him she loved him. And he put out the car. Told him, love ain't got nothing to do with this. She haven't seen him since. They don't like y'all like that. Because these Arabs be having sex with a lot of black women. But you don't see them marrying them or even out on dates with them. Not in numbers. I want to hear about that one friend of yours that may have married an Arab. We're not talking about the exception, we're talking about the rule. They take you to the motel because they don't see you as worthy as being their woman. Black men have more interracial relationships. Black women have more interracial sex ships. You have sex interracially more than black men do. The reason I know, tell the truth, a lot of you all have had sex with men of other races, but you was never really his woman. Many times you were his side piece. So maybe it's financial, but the reason I say it, because black women have separated from black men so much. Just listen to them talk. All they talk about is black women and girls. They make a mistake and mention black men, but especially black women and girls. They could be talking about on these podcasts, talking about they mention stuff about, instead of saying black people, they say black women. If they make a mistake and say black men, but especially black women. And we're sick of hearing it. Some black men, you just looking out for black men. And let black women look out for yourself. That's the way y'all want to play it. And I'll tell you one thing, we would fare a lot better than you will, women on builders. You ruined all of our institutions. The black community been suffering ever since black women been in control. We haven't made what gains have we made? We don't have any wins, we've only had losses. Under women. What do you see women gaining, black women gaining, on these statewide and national elections? Every one of them you involved in it. The candidate loses. The ones the black men be involved in, the candidate wins. You all dismantled this voting machine that black men built. Jesse Jackson, Roy Ennis, Julian Bond, Andrew Young, men like that, the core, and the Urban League, Slick, the Rainbow Coalition. They built this voting machine that black people have. Black women that took it over and has ruined it. You're getting fractured now. Just face it, women are not leaders. You are not effective leaders. You are not builders. You don't build very well. You've always been good at support. And I'm not saying it because that's how I feel. Just look at the results. We haven't fared very well under female leadership. Men build, move things ahead. I know a lot of you disagree with that and probably angry and probably clicked off from me. Don't like what I say, but you don't have to like it. But listen, check it out. Everything I say is facts. Check it out for yourself. 'Cause we just can't keep taking this. We looking out for men and women, and the black woman only looking out for black women. That's the way you want to play it. Let us know, and we'll play it like that too. Just look out for ourselves, and we will fare a lot better than you will. But I want to thank you for tuning in. Oh, let me play this first. So I played hers. Let me play his.
I got a freedom of speech regardless of what Donald Trump thinks. I can say the fuck I want to say.
What do you want to say to Donald Trump?
Fuck Donald Trump. Die from natural causes. Pam Bundy an idiot. Christy Nome ugly. Fuck Donald Trump. Get the fuck out of our city. Basically, like, quit racial profiling people, and I just hate all this shit. I hate them.
Why is it pissing you off so much?
Because they racist. I know deep down is all like some racist shit. You see the shit all over the news and all over the TV, seeing this dumbass shit they saying every day and all this dumbass shit they doing and shit. Once I rolled past here and saw people protesting shit, I don't know. I just want to be heard. They just some fucking idiots, man. I don't know. There ain't really no other way to put it. They racist. And they don't like me and I don't like them. And, like, they got a problem with a motherfucker like me, but they love Charlie Kirk. Like, what the fuck? Charlie Kirk's a piece of shit. I don't get no fuck. I got a job, too. I don't get no fuck. Dox me. You better not pull up where I be at. Charlie Kirk running around saying stupid ass, racist ass shit, all type of dumb ass shit. They call him a patriot and he was a piece of shit. He was a racist. He said if he see a black pilot, he wonder is he qualified. He a piece of shit, bro. Like, he the one said that a couple gun deaths is okay for the Second Amendment. He said that shit. Then when he get shot, we all supposed to cry. He was talking shit the minute the bullet hit his neck. He's still talking shit. His stupid ass wife still out here being racist and trying to throw Super Bowl shows. They dumb as hell, and Bad Bunny Puerto Rican. They don't even know he American. They just racist. Like, they just see, oh, he's brown. He's just racist, bro. So fuck all of them.
You see that? You know the difference in his video and the woman's? He was talking to an interviewer. Because if that man there had did what that woman did in that hallway and elevator, they would have tased him, beat him, and threw him in jail. You see, women know they can get away with a lot of that stuff. Right now, black women are getting away with more than what white women is getting away with. And let me tell you, that No Kings stuff they're gonna have on the weekend, I recommend black folks leave that alone. Now, I can't tell someone else what to do. If you feel you must go, go. I'm gonna go and live stream because that's my job. But to go and be a part of it, no. But look, I suggest, because I can't tell anyone what to do, because if you feel that's what you got to do, then knock yourself out. You're going to do what you feel you have to do. That's why I said no one should try to condemn or stop anybody else from doing what they want to do. Because you have to follow your own conviction. I say leave it alone. But I can't tell you what to do. I'm just giving my opinion. Because they're itching for black people to get out there. After the last one I recorded, you know what they did? There was 10,000 people in St. Louis in the streets. Started at Keenan Plaza, they walked through Washington Avenue and back to Keenan Plaza. You know what they did? Out of all of it, I saw maybe 20 black people. On the lead, you know where they had the banner? They had a black woman there. Then later on, further down the parade, they had black men with bull horns. Those are the people they're going to go after first. Stop letting yourself be used for these folks. Because I'm not getting out fighting other folks' cause. I'm on fighting the cause of black people. Yeah, I live stream the No King marches and the rally at Keenan Plaza. But no way would I get in the middle of that stuff. And you people filming the police and they tell you to get back. Look, what do you think your camera got, even the one on your phone, got a zoom on it for? You don't have to be all up in them people's face. I do this professionally. When I take videos of cops doing stuff, I may be across the street or halfway across the street. I don't get up in the street and all that and get in their face with the camera. Then they tell me to get back, tell me, don't touch me, I'm not going nowhere. And you wonder why that happens to you. Use the zoom on your camera. You don't have to put that phone right up in that cop's face. I'm saying this to help some black people who may be going out there and try to film something with your phone. Keep anything from happening to you. I'm keep looking up top there, man. I'm gonna try to station that monitor where I can keep it level. I don't have to keep looking up at it. My YouTube monitor, but I'm not gonna hold you long tonight. I hope I didn't lose all my female viewers. Yeah, but thank you for tuning in to No More Water to Fire next time. My name is Larry Duncan Allen. I'm gonna bid you a good night because I'm beginning to get a little sleepy. I have things to do in the morning. Okay, so goodbye and thank you for tuning in.